Hi, welcome to Late Night Stocks. My name is Gökhan and in this video I'm gonna talk about Moderna, BioNTech and Novavax. After a huge S&P 500 correction, on Friday stocks started to rebound. As you see from the picture, S&P 500 index tested 4,300 levels. It seems this level is a dip. So, is it a good time to buy vaccine stocks now? I'm gonna show you the latest news about the pandemic as well as talk about each vaccine maker separately. We'll be today's losers, tomorrow's winners. Let's have a look at together. The next COVID variant will be more contagious than Omicron, but the question is whether it will be more deadly, World Health Organization says. World Health Organization warned against theories that the virus will continue to mutate into milder strains that make people less sick than earlier variants, and the virus will continue to evolve before it settles into a pattern. The next variant of concern will be more fit, and what we mean by that is it will be more transmissible because it will have to overtake what is currently circulating. The big question is whether or not future variants will be more or less severe, but there is no guarantee of that and we can bank on it. The risk of facing new variant is very high, but politicians and Wall Street want to ignore it for now. According to Dr. Mike Ryan, the problem is that COVID is unpredictable. The virus has proven to give us some nasty surprises. The market is now too optimistic but can suddenly become too pessimistic. Let's continue with a Nature article. Does the world need an Omicron vaccine? What researchers say. This week, Pfizer and Moderna announced that they had initiated clinical trials in which they are dosing people with Omicron-based vaccines. This topic is important because it can affect the vaccine race. On the other hand, this is an additional cost for the vaccine makers. Omicron now makes up more than 98% of COVID-19 cases in the US, one of the hardest hit nations in the past month. The sheer number of cases and the fact that people are still ending up in hospital make consideration of an updated vaccine necessary. I don't know if or how it will be used. Pfizer chief executive Albert Bourla said of the Omicron jab on CNBC on 10th January, but it will be ready. The company continues to develop the vaccine as a precaution, but we don't think it will be needed. A Pfizer spokesperson told Nature. Nobody knows exactly it will be needed or not, but the vaccine makers don't want to risk it. Semi-annual flu vaccine composition decisions are possible because the influenza virus has been around long enough to settle into a manageable pattern. New strains typically derive from previous ones, but that hasn't true for COVID-19. So an alternative approach is needed, say top pandemic experts. Long story short, we may struggle for a long time to find a solution for the new variants. Meanwhile, in England, Johnson lifts COVID rules in England as Omicron wave has peaked. British PM says face masks will no longer be mandatory in public places and COVID passes will be dropped for big events. As you remember, he wanted to use the same strategy in the beginning of the pandemic, but after that he made a U-turn. That's why I'm a bit cautious. On the other hand, in the US, COVID deaths are rising. Omicron deaths in the US exceeded Delta's peak as COVID-19 optimism rises in Europe. As you see, the strategies are mixed, but the reality is people are still dying because of COVID-19. On Friday, Moderna was about 7% up and hit almost $160. The volume was the half of the average volume, and institutional buyers caused a stock price jump. Last week, Moderna launched clinical trial for HIV vaccine that uses mRNA technology. The HIV market is expected to grow from 30 billion in 2021 to 45 billion in 2028 at a compound annual growth rate of 5.9% in the 2021-2028 period. Now you see a part of Moderna's pipeline projects. HIV vaccine was in pre-development, now in phase 1. It will take several years to bring this vaccine to the market, but the market size is huge. Moderna and the mRNA technology has huge potential, that's why I am very bullish on that. Moderna and NVAX are the S&P 500's worst performing stocks this year. I think some investors are doing a mistake, maybe it's a good time to take advantage of it. We have a significant amount of Moderna shares in our portfolio, that's why we wanted to add Netflix. We also took a short video for it. By the way, if you want to join us, you can find the link down below the video. We are talking about vaccine stocks and also about stock market. You can also see our buy and sell orders. This week, a lot of institutions increased their Moderna positions. This is a good signal and we will probably see a lot of stock price jumps. After a huge correction, which was about 70%, the stock price seems consolidated. In my opinion, Moderna will outperform the stock market this year. If the stock price changes its trend, it can easily hit $250. This week was a good week for BioNTech and the stock price closed at $162 on Friday. A lot of people are talking about the end of the pandemic, but the vaccine demand is still there. BioNTech to increase staff by 50% at German manufacturing plant. The company also said it will invest about $56 million at the site and also at office space. As you see on the right hand side, short interest is very low. This is a good signal. So what is next? We will probably see a bullish trend in upcoming weeks and the stock price can test $250 level. On Friday, Novavax stock price was about 15% up. This stock is very volatile and going up and down. Last week, Israel signed a deal to procure 5 million Novavax COVID vaccine doses. The vaccine, which is expected to arrive in Israel in the coming months, is still subject to regulatory approval, the ministry said. It added that the agreement includes the option for an additional 5 million doses. If they could sell a dose for $20, it makes additional $200 million in revenues. Germany to receive 3.8 million doses of Novavax new COVID vaccine in Q1. Germany will receive 1.4 million doses in the week of February 21 and should receive the rest of the 3.8 million doses in the subsequent few weeks. It is very hard to understand what the investors are asking for and also what is priced in. From the technical point of view, about $70 level seems a resistance. The stock price tested these levels twice and it seems it's heading to $130. Nasdaq and also a lot of growth stocks got huge sell-off and most of them are very cheap now. That's why I think February will be a bullish month. Of course, this is not investment advice and please do also your own research. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, keep calm and please watch our videos. Bye.